Nothing works. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 93 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and as you can see, I was very angry making this thumbnail that I hope you saw. And also because, unfortunately, there was an error with episode 92. Spotify told me that it was perfectly published and everything was okay. I checked last night, it was working. So I trusted it, and somebody, thankfully, told me that, hey, I cannot see this episode once I posted the reel. It's like, it's not there. What do you mean it's not there? Then I went and checked and it wasn't there. So you have to forgive me for that. And also this, let's say, drove a bit my frustration. It increased it and made me say that nothing works. Now, why do I say that? It's strictly connected to experiments that I was doing yesterday. And specifically around trying to create these thumbnails with, let's say, the new model that has been, let's say, very popular by ChatGPT, OpenAI, the one with the Ghibli art. I think you saw it a bit everywhere. And, when you look from outside, it looks amazing, it looks perfect. And you're like, I want to try it. And then you go and try it. And if you do very simple things, if you do stuff that it's, let's say, take this picture, make it in that style, fantastic. But then if you try to do a bit more, the frustration increases and you end up saying, hey, nothing works. Now, in the following seconds, I will be showing you some of the images that, let's say, this model created. And again, if you are just listening, I really recommend you to look because, it will be interesting. Now, let's start with the more pleasing ones, and I will be talking over this. So you have stopped seeing me, and now you see the thumbnails. Those are, let's say, okay. They were good experiments. I was trying to go for this paper-ish feeling, but it wasn't necessarily going in the direction that I wanted. Especially there was some problem with the titles, as you can see. And then I was like, okay, let me go to something to experiment. And it created these monsters. Now, this is the first. And here is the second. And back to me, because I think you've saw enough. Where it just went into the direction that I absolutely was not liking. And in general, again, it was not something that I would have liked to use. But it increased, this sensation of saying nothing works. How can I make it work? And then, it hit me and I realized that, first of all, I had no possibility of refinement. So if I try to start from somewhere and do little improvements, it's not really capable of doing that. You are able to replace certain things. You are able to, let's say, keep the image as it was and change completely the style. But the moment that you ask it for small differences, like if there is a typo in the text or if there is something that you want to change, it then also goes and changes everything inside of it. Now, with time, this for sure will improve. But at the same time, it is still frustrating to use at this moment. So I wanted to share a bit this general sensation that one has. And specifically, since, again, in general, I try to give you listening a positive mindset and, let's say, share a bit my frustrations and my, my errors when I do stuff. And just try, when you identify that you are in this mindset of nothing is working, there are constant mistakes, the stuff that you're trying doesn't work, reset. Because you cannot realize how much, let's say, the resulting work will be influenced by that mentality. And really, I don't know, set a button, set an alarm, tell Siri to absolutely, I don't know, I thought about that. I activated Siri for you. But in general, any kind of solution that you can find to stop immediately what you're doing, take a deep breath, go for a walk, really, whatever, just distract yourself, do anything. And if possible, try to start over, or if you were at step 5, try to do 3 steps back and try to go again to step 5 with a fresh mindset. You have no idea how much this will help you, and you have no idea how easier it will look. Because again, the more you're into something, the more it will become, it will seem like it's impossible to solve, it's impossible to do something, it's impossible to improve. And yet it's not true. It is just very easy. You just need to take a fresh start and go over with that. This is it for today. Again, it was mostly to share with you the frustration that I had with playing around with this model and the things that it created. I still haven't decided overall for the aesthetic that I want to, let's say, bring. Overall, I think it's good for experimenting, and also it should ease my perception of doing everything perfect, everything in line, everything fantastic, because again, it's still a personal project. It's still something that I have to enjoy, and I don't have to stress myself over stuff that, matters, but up to a point. And in the end, this whole thing is made to combat a bit my willingness to accept half solutions, to be okay with decent results, and not look for the perfection that I try to go for the rest of the things in my life. It's okay that those stay there because, I care more about those. But for the other things, I should be able to be a bit more relaxed and understand that it's okay also if you do half stuff, because, down the line, it will be very close than the stuff that you try to do perfectly. And more importantly, and I think, this podcast is really an example and let's say a proof of that, is that if you don't obsess over something, and if you look for consistency, if you accept errors and if you accept yourself, then you'll be able to proceed much further. Because again, if I wanted everything perfect from day one, after 5 episodes, I would have stopped. So yeah, here we are. And as I said, very close to episode 100. I will keep on repeating because we are very, very, very close, and I'm very excited about that. So looking forward, and mostly for you. Again, stay tuned. Having said that, I don't want to go further. The last thing, as always, if you have any, let's say, recommendation or any experience that you feel like sharing when nothing worked and you found, let's say, a solution to that. So not solving directly the thing that wasn't working, but let's say an alternative strategy that after using it, then it brought you to solving your issues. Thank you very much for listening. This was episode 93 of the Shower Podcast. And see you at the next one.